Okay, first of all, these are stupid comments. I'm sort of not surprised, Gene, that Rudy Giuliani made them because he's appealed to a divisive sector of the base before. I've heard him do that. I'm surprised he didn't walk them back more quickly. He's an intelligent man. But the bigger picture, I'd like Gene, then Mark, and then Donnie to cap things off here. The bigger picture is how other Republican presidential contenders react to this. What are we seeing, and why are we surprised that we're not getting more?
Well,
Gene?
I'd like to hear more from the Republican contenders. We've heard from Bobby Jindal, who is not going to criticize Rudy Giuliani's remarks. This is crazy. This is a president who was elected twice with more than 50% of the popular vote both times. His approval ratings are back up. Just as politics, it seems crazy to me. And just personally, for Rudy Giuliani, yes, Mr. Mayor, it is racist, and it sounds, frankly, kind of unhinged.
Yeah, Marco Rubio is the only Republican we've been able to find who spoke out and said, of course, he believes the president loves America. But we haven't heard from Rand Paul or Jeb Bush or Governor Christie, who I think are the three who have, as Donnie said earlier, probably the biggest opportunity to help define themselves in a positive way. It doesn't mean you have to attack Rudy Giuliani or repudiate what he's done positive in public life. But this kind of rhetoric, as Joe said before, so unhelpful to Republicans in winning back the White House, because while it's tempting to appeal to a segment of the population, that's not the segment of the population that's going to get 270 electoral votes.
Mark, before Donnie jumps in, I just feel this is a slippery slope. This is an opportunity for all the presidential contenders who are going to have to go out there and somehow appeal to the base, but then make it to the big game. Kibosh this. Put this behind you so you don't have to fall into these sort of terrible areas of divisive talk. This is an easy one to put behind them, but they've got to speak out.
It's so tempting if you're a Republican now and you're trying to raise money or you're trying to rally a crowd or build support in Iowa and New Hampshire. It's so tempting to build your rhetoric around attacks on President Obama, because for the part of the country that doesn't like him, that's the easiest applause line you can get. Rudy Giuliani in that room in Manhattan with 60 prominent conservatives and easiest thing you could say. And Scott Walker, and as best we can tell, Scott Walker, no one else in the room objected to what Mayor Giuliani said.
I want to jump in and say something on behalf of what I know a lot of millions of New Yorkers think about Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, this is not your 9/11, okay? The country, over 2,000 New Yorkers that lost their lives. I'm so tired of Rudy Giuliani co-opting the tragedy that was 9/11. You did your job as mayor, okay? And to suggest that Barack Obama,
Donnie, go ahead.
Is not a great American, does not love this country, and enough, Rudy. We don't want to hear from you. We all suffered, and mostly those families suffered, not you.
Well. Here's what jumps off in your ear when you hear it. And we just heard it when Rudy Giuliani says, President Obama didn't live through 9/11. I did, as if he were the only one
who
lived through September 11th.
And I'm speaking for New Yorkers. Enough. Shut up about it already.
Well, what we have now is, and we're paying attention to, a publicity-seeking, self-absorbed egomaniac who is on the fringe of the politics of his own party. That's what we have.
I agree. I'm not sure you're right about the last part, though. He's not really at the fringe.
Well, speaking of non-fringe,
there's something wrong with that
today,
party.
And I said this earlier, is a chance for Jeb Bush to say whether he's a leader or not. We're hearing a lot of rumblings. This is a consensus guy. This is a different Republican. He's just right of center, and he is the right guy. Look, you will define yourself in the next day or two.
Look what happened.
If you don't speak up against Giuliani, you're just more of the same.
Look what happened 4 years ago, right? Rush Limbaugh criticizes a Georgetown law student, calls her a slut. Mitt Romney's asked about it, and he says, the strongest thing he'll say is, those aren't the words I would have used. Rush Limbaugh, a few days later, himself apologized for what he said. The party still hasn't where they can just say the truth about things that are over the line.
But Rudy's comments, as made first at 21, where a roll cost you like $150, and his extended comments yesterday are so low. They are so low that only you'd have to be living way out there in the fringe to even think that they were worthy of listening to. Never mind regarding the serious.
As far as political jobs go,